In your experience flying the electric Pipistrel and Alea and Joby simulator and so on, what's your first impression? And then we'll dig into a bit more detail.
The electric aviation thing is controversial. A lot of the community there's kind of two main arguments that I see. The one is that they think it's just not feasible, period. They don't even want to hear about it. They think batteries are too heavy and there's no chance that they'll fly more than 5 minutes. And then the other side where they think they're too complicated and how can you possibly trust your life to flying a drone. That is a lot of the pushback that I've seen. I go into a lot of things with open arms to try learning experiences from everything, all the different things that I've flown. I definitely have gotten into some sketchy airplanes with potentially some sketchy characters. I've learned a little bit more about how to assess things better. But at the end of the day, what I have seen in this world, at least the ones that I got to truly experience, is a lot of true passion in engineering in both companies that I got to talk to more extensively. Well, I guess really Wisk was the first one I talked to a lot. That's Boeing now, and they are doing full autonomy. They're going to skip right past cruise. And that's pretty interesting. I got to see how deep they were going into all of what they're doing there, and it's really well thought out. I did feel weird about getting into the prototype and sit there and there is just you sit there like a passenger with like a screen in front of you that's going to be like a virtual flight attendant, essentially, that's going to give you updates on what's happening, and you're going flying in an airplane with nobody on board. There's a lot going on behind the scenes to make that safe and viable, and I think there's a real application there. But they also know they're not going to be first to market, but they're not concerned about that. They want to be first to market autonomously. So then you got Joby and Beta are two of the big players that I've had some involvement with. What I think is cool about Beta is that they are really going at it from an aviation perspective in terms of an airplane that flies really well without the vertical lift kind of factor.